Welcome to our journey through the Roman Empire, not just as a political and military giant, but as a vast mosaic of cultures, landscapes, and people. Today, we delve into how the empire's extensive borders encompassed an astonishing variety of ecosystems and cultures, weaving them into a single, complex fabric that stretched from the misty shores of Britannia to the sun-baked sands of Egypt, from the verdant hills of Hispania to the rugged landscapes of the Balkans. Imagine the empire at its zenith, a sprawling network of provinces and territories under a single rule. Picture the bustling streets of Rome, the heart of the empire, where senators and soldiers, merchants and scholars gathered from every corner of the known world. As we pull back from the eternal city, let's journey across the empire, exploring the incredible diversity that fueled its enduring legacy. In the north, the Roman provinces of Britannia faced the harsh Atlantic winds, where the locals adapted Roman building techniques to their chilly, rain-soaked environment. Roman baths, villas, and fortresses dotted the landscape, melded with Celtic traditions and artistry, creating a unique provincial culture that celebrated both Roman and native heritages. Traveling southward, we reach the warm Mediterranean climes of Hispania, where olive groves and vineyards flourished under the Roman administration. Here, Romans introduced advanced agricultural methods, including the iconic aqueducts that carried fresh water to cities and farms, supporting a thriving economy based on wine and olive oil, staples that were traded across the empire. Further east, the deserts of North Africa and the Nile Valley in Egypt presented a stark contrast to the European provinces. Egypt, the empire's breadbasket, supplied vast quantities of grain to feed the Roman populace. The integration of Egyptian gods into the Roman pantheon, such as Isis and Serapis, showcased the empire's approach to religion, absorbing and adapting local beliefs into the broader Roman worship practices. Across the sea in the Middle East, the provinces of Judea and Syria brought their rich traditions and histories into the empire. In these lands, ancient cities like Jerusalem and Damascus were centers of trade and cultural exchange, where Aramaic and Greek were spoken alongside Latin, and where diverse religions coexisted under Roman governance. Each region of the Roman Empire contributed its own thread to the imperial tapestry. Local customs, languages, and traditions were not eradicated, but rather embraced and transformed within the Roman context. This cultural synthesis did not merely enrich the empire, it strengthened it, allowing for a level of administrative flexibility and social cohesion that was rare in ancient empires. As we conclude this segment, reflect on the Roman Empire not just as a series of conquests, but as a profound unification of diverse landscapes and peoples. This melting pot of cultures, languages, and traditions under Roman rule is a testament to the complexities and capabilities of one of history's most extraordinary empires. As the Roman Empire expanded across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, it encountered an astonishing variety of local customs and religious practices. Instead of imposing a strict Roman religious orthodoxy, the empire embraced and absorbed these diverse traditions, fostering a cultural and religious melting pot that was unparalleled in the ancient world. Take, for example, the worship of Isis, an Egyptian goddess whose veneration spread throughout the Mediterranean and became integrated into Roman life. In Rome, temples dedicated to Isis didn't just replicate Egyptian rituals, they adapted them, incorporating Roman elements that resonated with local worshippers. This ability to blend and adapt religious practices helped to maintain peace and loyalty among the empire's diverse populations. This practice of syncretism extended beyond individual deities. In Gaul, the Roman god Mercury was merged with the Celtic god Cernunnos, creating a hybrid deity that embodied traits of both cultures. This fusion of religious icons not only facilitated the spread of Roman culture, but also allowed for the retention of local identities within the empire. Greek culture also had a profound impact on Roman religion. The Romans admired Greek deities, philosophy, and art, incorporating them so thoroughly that Greek and Roman religious identities often became indistinguishable. Greek gods were paired with Roman equivalents, Zeus with Jupiter, Hera with Juno, and so on, in a manner that seemed to place Roman and Greek culture in a dialogue of equals, though it subtly emphasized Roman primacy. However, the relationship between state and religion could vary dramatically under different emperors. While most pursued policies of tolerance and incorporation, others, like Nero, used religion as a tool for political ends. Nero's persecution of Christians, whom he blamed for the Great Fire of Rome, is a stark example of how religious minorities could become scapegoats for political crises. The turning point in the empire's religious landscape came with Emperor Constantine's conversion to Christianity. By the time of his reign, Christianity had spread throughout the empire despite periods of intense persecution. Constantine's Edict of Milan legalized Christianity, and his subsequent policies transformed it from a persecuted faith into a cornerstone of imperial ideology, fundamentally altering the religious and social fabric of the empire. Archaeological findings, such as temples, religious artifacts, and texts, provide a window into this complex religious world. The remains of the Temple of Isis in Pompeii, for instance, offer insights into how Egyptian and Roman religious practices were woven together, while Christian texts and basilicas reflect the profound changes that Christianity brought to Roman society. In exploring the vast religious expanse of the Roman Empire, we see a civilization that managed its diversity through religious and cultural integration, making it one of the most enduring empires in history. This approach not only helped to stabilize a vast and diverse empire, but also enriched Roman culture, leaving a legacy that would influence Western civilization for centuries to come. Continuing our exploration into the Roman Empire, we now turn to the remarkable technological advances that not only epitomized Roman ingenuity, but also facilitated the expansion and management of their vast territories. These innovations left a lasting legacy on architecture, engineering, and military strategy, profoundly shaping the development of the Western world. One of the most iconic symbols of Roman engineering prowess is the Colosseum, a marvel of ancient architecture that has stood the test of time. Constructed under the Flavian dynasty, this massive amphitheater could hold up to 80,000 spectators, showcasing the Romans' mastery of both design and crowd control. The Colosseum was not merely a venue for gladiatorial contests and public spectacles, it was a statement of Roman power and public order, a place where the empire displayed its capacity to entertain and govern its people. Equally impressive is the Pantheon, a temple dedicated to all the Roman gods. Renowned for its massive domed roof and oculus, the Pantheon remains the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome, a testament to the unique properties of Roman concrete. This material, made from a mix of volcanic ash, lime, and seawater, set quickly even underwater, enabling the construction of elaborate underwater structures such as aqueducts and harbour facilities, which were essential for trade and military operations. Roman concrete was not the empire's only contribution to infrastructure. The extensive network of Roman roads was crucial for the rapid deployment of military forces and effective administration across the empire. Roads like the Via Appia stretching from Rome to Brindisi, facilitated not only military logistics but also commerce and communication, binding the empire together more tightly than any political decree could. These roads were so well constructed that parts of them survive to this day, still bearing witness to Roman engineering skills. The strategic importance of such infrastructure cannot be overstated. Roman roads enabled the swift movement of armies, which deterred uprisings and facilitated the expansion of Roman territories. They also allowed for the efficient administration of these territories, ensuring that orders and legal decrees could be communicated swiftly from the center of power in Rome to the farthest reaches of the empire. To visually illustrate these points, diagrams and reconstructions of the Colosseum and Pantheon can show their architectural complexity and the innovative use of materials. Additionally, maps highlighting the Roman road network can demonstrate how these routes connected various parts of the empire, supporting both its defense and integration. As we reflect on these technological advancements, it becomes clear that Roman engineering was not just about constructing buildings or roads. It was about creating the infrastructure that enabled the rise of an empire that would endure for centuries. These innovations are not merely historical footnotes, but foundational elements that shaped the urban and military landscapes of Europe for generations. As we delve deeper into the Roman Empire's rich tapestry of culture, we now focus on the fascinating world of myths and legends. These tales, which held more than mere entertainment value, served as the bedrock for imparting societal values and sculpting a distinct Roman identity. Let's begin with the legendary tale of Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers fabled to have founded Rome. According to myth, the twins were the progeny of Rhea Silvia and Mars, the god of war destined for greatness from birth. Yet their early life was marked by tragedy and violence. Cast into the Tiber River and abandoned, their fate seemed grim until a she-wolf, a symbol of nurturing and strength, rescued and nursed them. This early encounter with death and survival not only sets the stage for their dramatic life, but also embeds the themes of resilience and divine intervention in the foundation of Rome. As they grew, Romulus and Remus envisioned a city on the banks of the Tiber, the very place of their salvation. However, the bond between the brothers was not destined to last. A dispute over the city's boundaries led to a tragic end for Remus, slain by his brother Romulus, who would go on to establish Rome and become its first king. This story, rich in moral and emotional complexity, illustrates the harsh realities of leadership and the sacrifices that often accompany the birth of a new order. It teaches us about the brutal paths that sometimes lead to greatness and the lonely burdens of power. Transitioning from the founding of Rome, we encounter another monumental figure, Aeneas. His epic journey, chronicled in Virgil's The Aeneid, is more than a heroic saga. It is a masterful blend of mythology and political propaganda. Aeneas, a Trojan prince, escapes the destruction of Troy, ordained by fate to found a new lineage in Italy. His voyage is fraught with divine trials and tribulations, yet his unwavering piety and commitment to duty guide him towards his destiny. The Aeneid is not merely a narrative of adventures, it is a symbolic story that links Rome to the ancient and venerable traditions of Troy, weaving a narrative that asserts Rome's destined path to empire and glory. Augustus, Rome's first emperor, used this epic to anchor his rule in the divine will, portraying his leadership as a continuation of the virtues and challenges faced by Aeneas. This connection underscored his regime's legitimacy and continuity with the past, a clever manipulation of myth to serve political ends. The myths of Romulus, Remus, and Aeneas were not confined to texts and temples. They permeated everyday Roman life, influencing education, politics, and even military traditions. Frescoes depicting these legendary heroes adorn both public buildings and private homes, serving as daily reminders of Rome's divine origins and its great destiny. Statues and public readings reinforced these stories, embedding them in the public and private consciousness of the Roman people. These narratives provided Romans with a sense of historical continuity and purpose, linking present challenges with legendary pasts. They offered a framework for understanding virtues such as loyalty, courage, and authority, qualities essential for the survival and expansion of the Roman state. As we reflect on these stories, we see how deeply intertwined they are with the very fabric of Roman identity. They are tales that did more than entertain. They taught, guided, and sometimes even justified the actions of a civilization that believed itself to be chosen by destiny. These myths, with their gods and heroes, victories and defeats, not only shaped the ethos of ancient Rome, but also continue to fascinate us today, offering timeless insights into the power of narrative in shaping human societies. As we reach the final segment of our exploration into the Roman Empire, we turn our focus to the empire's approach to governance and its enduring legacy, which has profoundly influenced the fabric of modern Western civilization. This segment will delve into how the Romans managed such a vast and diverse empire, and how their innovations in law, language, and governance continue to impact us today. The Roman Empire's success in managing a vast and culturally diverse territory lay in its pragmatic approach to governance. Unlike empires that imposed strict control over conquered peoples, Rome often allowed a degree of cultural autonomy within its provinces. This approach was strategic. By respecting local customs and political structures and incorporating local elites into the Roman administrative framework, Rome minimized resistance and fostered loyalty among its subjects. This policy of integration is exemplified in the Roman citizenship granted to the inhabitants of far-flung provinces. By the 2nd century AD, Roman citizenship had become a tool for binding the elite of the provinces to the empire, culminating in Emperor Caracalla's edict of 212 AD, which extended citizenship to all free inhabitants of the empire. This unprecedented move was not merely generous, it was a means to increase tax revenues and integrate diverse groups into the Roman state, ensuring their allegiance and participation in the military. Roman law, another pillar of the empire's enduring legacy, offered a comprehensive legal framework that governed everything from family life and inheritance to criminal justice and civil rights. The principles enshrined in Roman law, such as the rights of the defendant to face their accuser and the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, have echoed across centuries and continue to influence modern legal systems. The spread of Latin as the lingua franca of the empire had a unifying effect on the Roman territories, facilitating trade, administration, and cultural exchange. Latin evolved into the Romance languages Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian, and remained the language of scholarly and ecclesiastical discourse throughout the Middle Ages, preserving Roman cultural heritage. Moreover, the Roman Republic's political structure, with its concepts of checks and balances, civic duty, and public service, laid the groundwork for modern democratic systems. Although the empire moved towards autocratic rule, the early republican ideals of governance by consent and the separation of powers influenced Enlightenment thinkers and the founding principles of modern republics, including the United States. Finally, Rome's approach to cultural integration by incorporating and adapting the best of conquered cultures enriched Roman society, and helped create a resilient and flexible state. This ability to assimilate diverse elements transformed Rome into a cultural and intellectual hub, fostering developments in art, literature, and philosophy that would be passed down through generations. As we conclude our series, we reflect on how the Roman Empire, through its innovative governance, legal and political systems, and linguistic unity, laid the foundation stones of modern Western civilization. The legacy of Rome, with its emphasis on law, language, and civic governance, continues to influence our daily lives, reminding us that the echoes of the past still shape our present and future. This exploration of Roman cultural integration and its lasting impact on Western civilization highlights the profound and lasting influence of Rome, not just as a relic of the past, but as a living legacy that continues to define the modern world. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey through the Roman Empire. A lot of effort and passion went into bringing these stories to you. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support our series, please consider giving us a like and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us bring more such detailed explorations to life. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our journey through history. Share your thoughts and any questions in the comments below. We love hearing from you. In our next episode, we will explore the Silk Road, its creation, its profound impact on the civilizations it connected, and how its legacy continues to influence us today. Join us as we uncover the ancient roots that changed commerce, culture, and history forever. See you in the next episode.